Warning, if you're drinking milk by the end of this video, you will have sprayed it out of your nose. You were warned.
Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck.
All right, you eggheads, I want a place in this car to put my drink.
Sir, the car has a beverage holder.
Hello, Einstein.
What about a separate soundproof bubble dome for the kids with optional restraints and muzzles?
Bullseye.
I mean, the Cybertruck has a lot of bells and whistles.
I want a horn here, here, and here. You can never find a horn when you're mad. And they should all play La Cucaracha.
Presenting the car designed for the average man. The Homer.
$82,000. This monstrosity cost $82,000.
You wish. More like 5 years late, they'll get a defective product that does a fraction of what was initially promised for twice the price.
What have I done? I mean, the zoo is...
If they're exceptionally lucky.
I'm ruined.
4 months ago, I made a prediction. Tesla, as a car manufacturer, is a marginal business that's about to be evolutioned out of the market in that it's already hitting demand problems, and the Cybertruck is long overdue and setting itself up to be the company killer. And what does Musk have to say now, some 4 months later?
Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck. You know, nobody, in general, I find nobody digs their grave better than themselves.
Yeah, if only someone could have seen it coming. How do I know? Well, historically, whenever Musk has said he's confident about something that they can do now.
The convoy technology, the tracking technology, this is something that we are confident we can do today 10 times safer than a human driver. So I want to be clear, this is something we can do now.
It means they're not even close and they don't have a clue how to do it.
Tesla's technology is kind of a joke. It's not even remotely close to being something that can operate without a human being behind the wheel, supervising, ready to take over.
This is something that we are confident we can do today.
And one thing I am confident of saying is that it's an incredible product. It's a Hall of Famer, I think.
Yeah, Cybertruck is a death knell of Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck. You know, nobody, in general, I find nobody digs their grave better than themselves. And so, it is.
But let's see what else Musk has to say about the Cybertruck.
And so, it is. Cybertruck is one of those special products that comes along only once in a long while.
Wow, you heard it here first, folks. Elon Musk, inventor of the truck. If only he was so generous to open source this new idea of the truck, it could sell millions.
And special products that come along once in a long while are just incredibly difficult to bring to market, to reach volume, to be prosperous. It's fundamental to the nature of the newness. So now the sort of high volume, low cost, smaller vehicle is actually much more conventional.
In terms of like the technologies we're putting into it, we didn't have to invent how to bend full hard stainless steel or have mega 9,000 ton castings or...
Yeah, let me cut this short. Musk took the amazing idea of the truck and said, yeah, but is there any way that we can make this needlessly more complicated and expensive to manufacture? You know, because...
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
And of course, things that are needlessly more complicated and expensive to build always work out in the open market.
I mean, the Cybertruck has a lot of bells and whistles.
And now, Mr. I know more about manufacturing than anyone alive on Earth is whining that, yeah, but we didn't realize that making it harder to build would actually make it harder to build.
And special products that come along once in a long while are just incredibly difficult to bring to market.
Look, when you're marketing a rough and tumble bulletproof vehicle and 5 years into development, you've got to help it gently ease over small curbs using ramps that a Honda Civic wouldn't need, you've got problems. 4 years earlier?
Welcome to the Cybertruck unveil. We created an exoskeleton. That's a 9mm bullet shot at the door. So it's ultra hard, cold rolled stainless steel alloy that we've developed. We're going to be using the same alloy in the Starship rocket and in the Cybertruck. Franz, could you try to break this glass, please? Sure? Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Well, it didn't go through. So that's a plus side.
Let's try the right.
Try that one, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through. In terms of off-road performance, it's going to have the best angular approach angle, best clearance heights, best departure angle. For people that are really going off-road, this is going to be great. You could basically do the Baja Rally in this thing.
The Baja Rally, you say? Wow, that's going to be really impressive. Especially now finally they've released this video of the Cybertruck off-roading, streamed via Starlink, and then straight to Twitter. And all the Musk fans were like, this is stunning, what a beast, and hardcore.
We are shooting this from Starlink, and we'll do our best. So, we're down here in Mexico. We've got 2 release candidates from Cybertruck.
Now we'll come back to the actual video of the driving in a second, but let's just take a moment to admire the quality of the video here. And I gotta stress, that was the actual quality of video streamed from Tesla through Starlink onto Twitter. I've not done anything. This was their actual resolution of their amazing streamed video. Just so we're clear, YouTube started putting up videos in full HD in 2008. But after inventing Twitter, this is the amazing quality that Elon Musk has managed to get out of Twitter in 2023. And I want to stress, they voluntarily did this, presumably meaning this was as good as they could get it to work.
So, we're down here in Mexico. We've got 2 release candidates from Cybertruck doing off-road durability testing because we really wanted to see firsthand how these trucks handled one of the most challenging routes in the world.
Yeah, one of the most challenging routes on the planet. Look, when I lived in America, some time ago now, I had a small, polite little suburban car. And I would frequently drive out on dirt roads far worse than the Cybertruck is challenging here at the... How do they describe them?
See firsthand how these trucks handled one of the most challenging routes in the world.
So some really good sights for astronomy. Gosh, if only at the time I'd known that my car was challenging one of the most difficult off-road challenges in the world. And that's not the only challenging place me and the little blue New Yorker went. We got halfway up to Yankee Boy Payson. Now that's an exciting dirt road. Really, really exciting dirt road. Now curiously, I don't have a lot of video of me driving on dirt roads because most of the time it's not terribly interesting. And when it is terribly interesting, you kind of need both hands on the steering wheel. But I did come across this from 2011 going down Phantom Creek. So let's see if we can have a side-by-side comparison of a tiny 2-wheel drive suburban car going down a dirt road for video quality purposes in 2011. You know, not streamed on a high-tech platform like Twitter or X in 2023, compared to the high-tech Cybertruck taking on one of the most challenging routes in the world. And if you watch the stream, yes, you're right, there does seem to be quite a lot of regular cars on this route that is meant to be a great off-road challenge. Turns out I also had a time-lapse of that running at the same time. The road down Phantom Creek in Colorado is quite exciting. Well, compared to driving a truck through some relatively well-maintained dirt roads in the desert anyway. Oh, and miss you, baby. Now comes the milk spray warning.
In terms of off-road performance, it's going to have the best angular approach angle, best clearance heights, best departure angle. For people that are really going off-road, this is going to be great. You could basically do the Baja Rally in this thing.
The Baja Rally. If only we could have some side-by-side comparison of the Baja Rally with the hardcore Cybertruck. And this is the Cybertruck, bear in mind, after years of research and development.
So we're down here in Mexico.
The race really determines the mindset.
We've got 2 release candidates from Cybertruck.
And this is a 1,200-mile race. We're going to be racing for probably around 12 hours.
Doing off-road durability testing because we really wanted to see firsthand how these trucks handled one of the most challenging routes in the world.
And only be at the halfway point. So to keep your mind in the mindset that it's not just a sprint, we got to keep this equipment good for the whole duration, you know, almost 24 hours.
In terms of off-road performance, it's going to have the best angular approach angle, best clearance heights, best departure angle. For people that are really going off-road, this is going to be great.
You've had some success and you've kind of climbed that ladder. Once you've tasted it and you know what it's like, you can't settle for anything besides that.
Basically do the Baja Rally in this thing.
And the Musk van's response, it was stunning. What a beast. It was hardcore. Those were the Musk fans. Meanwhile, Musk?
Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck.
And then some, Elon. And then some. Look, the Cybertruck was revealed in 2019. And in 2020, they said they were still on track for delivering the Cybertruck in 2021. And in 2021, of course, nothing happened. But in 2022, they had the Cyber Rodeo event where they announced they were going to be in production with the Cybertruck in 2023.
And it's Cybertruck is coming next year. We'll be in production with Cybertruck next year. We'll be in production with the Roadster and with Semi.
And of course, that never happened. And so here we are in the end of 2023. And what's Musk got to say? And bear in mind that for the last 5 years, that if whenever Musk said, I think, I hope, I expect that, I am very confident that, followed by some prediction, you had said, that's complete bullshit. You would have had a 100% track record of being correct. Well, let's see what Musk's predictions are now.
Where will things end up? I think we'll end up with roughly 250,000 Cybertrucks a year. But I don't think we're going to reach that output rate next year. I think we'll probably reach it sometime in 2025.
Cool, so according to Musk, it's going to be ready in the next 12 to 18 months. That sounds familiar. Wow, it's exactly the same prediction that Elon Musk made about building the Roadster in 2020. I wonder how that worked out. Well, oddly enough, they didn't get it done in 12 to 18 months. In fact, in 2021, they said, it'd been delayed till 2022. Then in 2021, they said they would have a candidate design drivable late summer. That didn't happen either. In 2021, it became 2023. In 2022, of course.
And it's Cybertruck is coming next year. We'll be in production with Cybertruck next year. We'll be in production with the Roadster and with Semi.
And in 2023, of course, it was moved just one more year. This is a car for which they took $50,000 deposits for in 2017. And where is it now? Well, if we take a look at the documents that came along with their Q3 meeting, the Roadster is still in development, and they still don't know where they're going to make it. Region to be decided. Along with the Cybertruck, whose capacity is more than 125,000 in the pilot production. Capacity, huh? Okay. I wonder what that says in the barely readable caption. Oh, wow, installed capacity isn't current production rate. You don't say. Not actually a terribly useful number. You know, how many we could make if we knew how to build them. And we're not even getting into the complex design issues here. We're in the simple stuff like, can you get the panels on straight? With such glaring gap issues that they actually resorted to covering them up with duct tape. Not that it greatly matters, because in many civilized parts of the world, the Cybertruck will never be street legal. You see, it's kind of accepted that at some point cars are going to collide with people. And while you might think that putting Mad Max-style ramming weapons on the front of your car looks cool, it's still not street legal to endanger other people's lives by putting that sort of thing on the front of your car. Hell, in many parts of the world, tinting your windscreens is deemed too dangerous. And the front of the Cybertruck is basically a heavy-duty guillotine, almost custom designed to cut pedestrians in half. I mean, it's great for Zombieland and for psycho killers looking for maximum body count. You know, one that you can just buy off the shelf and don't have to custom modify. But that's not a legal fashion accessory for most civilian driving. And for those who don't know, a lot of work actually goes into making cars have good crumple zones on them.
Crumple zones are specially engineered areas at the front and rear of the vehicle, designed to help absorb crash energy before it can reach the passenger compartment.
You know, to protect the driver in case you hit a lamppost or something.
So it's ultra hard, cold rolled stainless steel alloy that we've developed. We're going to be using the same alloy in the Starship rocket and in the Cybertruck.
Having a car built like a brick simply means that rather than slowing down with a crumple zone,
but the newer car disperses the energy of the impact in a totally different way.
All that force gets communicated directly to the driver.
Instead of a steering column slamming into his body, the driver of the Malibu gets cushioned and contained.
Yeah, it takes a special manufacturing genius to make a crumple zone out of a bulletproof steel.
Nice. Now hit the Cybertruck. What else can we do with this truck? Let's shoot it. That's a 9mm bullet shot at the door. So it's ultra hard, cold rolled stainless steel.
He may have suffered head injuries, and the body and door of the car are so twisted it might be tough to get him out.
But you know what the genius says to, well, how can we make it easier to get bodies out of the wreckage? Why don't we make the body of the car out of cold, rolled, hardened stainless steel? Or imagine you're in a Tesla and in an instant your power dies and you're locked in a car filling with fumes. Well, obviously you just break the window and get out.
Yeah. That was, I had to smash the window to get.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I kicked through the window.
Yeah.
Because everything stopped.
Yeah.
The power didn't work, the door didn't open, the windows didn't go down, so I'm like, hey, I need to get out of this car.
Now imagine you've got thermonuclear explosion-proof glass in your windows. Yeah, you're going to probably have a few harsh minutes to realize why that wasn't the smartest choice you could have made. But on the bright side, each Tesla battery failure comes with a free roadside barbecue. Yeah, anyway, going back to the 2023 quarterly earnings call. And then we come down to market share of Tesla vehicles, where you can see that Tesla's current market share looks like it's going up to about 5%. And, you know, this is basically with no competition. There is now real competition coming online, which means that we may well expect this curve to bend all the way over, where people have other companies to buy electric vehicles from. The European data is curiously cut short. Well, I'm going to be cynical and guess that looks bad. And then China Well, if you say nice things about the glorious leader on Twitter, I guess good things can happen to you in China. But even at that, it's slowing down and leveling off. So it was about 4 months ago that I predicted that Musk would be bankrupt within 5 years. Now, you might think that was a crazy prediction, that the world's richest man would be bankrupt within 5 years. How could I possibly make such a claim? Well, kind of the same way I predicted that the Hyperloop would be dead and buried within 7 years. Yeah, so that's my prediction. 7 years till the total collapse of the Hyperloop concept. Then after merely 2, the one outside SpaceX's headquarters, built by Musk, was cut in half, first of all to make way for a railway, a functioning form of transport, for the rest of it was cut up and taken away as scrap metal. Look, it's simple. Tesla, if you value it like a regular car manufacturer with a couple of % of the world's global market, if you value it like that rather than the current fan fiction price of the stock, it's worth about 10% of its current market cap. And Musk's net worth is mostly in Tesla stock. So his actual net worth is probably 10%, 1/10 of what it currently is, which is more like 20 billion rather than 200 billion. Well, you might think, well, 20 billion, that's still pretty good. You're going to have to work pretty hard to go bankrupt from there, right? Well, for context, last year, Musk bought Twitter for some $40 billion. And now it's worth less than half of that, even according to the company's own internal valuations. Musk's net worth is already down to the point where if Twitter goes bust, he might already be financially underwater. I mean, Musk still owes the banks $10 billion that he borrowed to buy Twitter. And he's meant to be paying $1 billion interest on that per year. Which, it does kind of beg the obvious question, if Musk really was worth $200 billion, why would he need to borrow 10 to buy Twitter? But just for perspective, the interest payments for the first year alone would be enough to make the first 1,000 viewers of this video millionaires. The amount of money that Musk borrowed to buy Twitter was enough to make the first 10,000 people who watch this video millionaires. And if it all comes crashing down, the amount of financial destruction would be enough to make the first 100,000 viewers of this video millionaires. Me, personally, I think the people who gave Musk $50,000 for a Roadster in 2017, oof, that's getting on for 10 years ago now, have about as much chance of seeing their car as the banks have of ever seeing a penny of interest. And they should just make peace with the fact that they're never going to see that $10 billion again, you know, from the company that can't even pay its own rent. And what's Musk's current strategy for turning it all around? Well, of course, turning X, into a banking app where he expects people to trust him with their money. Yeah, I'm not joking. That's legitimately the plan. Elon Musk, the guy who lost $20 billion buying Twitter, wants you to trust him with your money when he turns it into a financial app. Yeah, that's starting to make the Cybertruck seem like a sane and well thought through plan. If you think SpaceX is going to come to the rescue here, forget about it. SpaceX doesn't make money, it burns it, and is in a far worse financial position than Tesla. You see, Musk is only rich as long as people believe his fantasy predictions that his companies will make everyone rich in some 12 to 18 months. The second they don't, the whole techno-Ponzi scheme will collapse spectacularly. Tick-tock, Elon.
It's going to be great. You could basically do the Baja Rally in this thing.
And that's today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a thumbs up on it. And if you don't want to miss out on more great videos like this, subscribing's a good option. And as ever, if you really like this channel and want to support it directly, you can do it through Patreon. And thanks for watching.